2, 1.
Hong Kong ETFs. I'm 4th class Penny.
4th class Foster.
I'm 4th class Cox.
4th class Wheeler.
Let's take a journey into Hong Kong.
What do I like about Hong Kong? Every moment there's something exciting going on. One minute I'm around huge buildings. Then the next, it's traditional Hong Kong.
I love all the great food. After all the shopping.
Suddenly, I'm in a different world.
Day and night, there's always so much happening.
Hong Kong, Asia's world city.
Over the past decade, Hong Kong has had an economic boom thanks to a new economic program implemented in the 1990s. The country has a global free port and financial hub and thrives on free flow of goods, services, and capital. It offers a good platform for international trade to take place due to efficient regulatory framework, low and simple taxation, and a sophisticated capital market.
The history of Hong Kong's economy started in the 19th century. There was an industrial expansion with a lot of new markets opening. And in the 1930s, there was a mainland China war period. The United States went into a Great Depression, and then there was the Sino-Japanese War, which created economic disaster. However, when the disaster happened in China, a lot of the new economy started to boom in Hong Kong because of transfers. And in the 1940s and 50s, isolation under the People's Republic of China stopped some expansion, and the economy started to slow down a little bit. But then Hong Kong was still able to expand slightly through overseas markets, and immigrants came in, and textile technology also came in and really started a new boom in China, which led to, in the 1960s and 70s, the new pillars of the economy were low taxes, lax employment laws, absence of government debt, and free trade. And there was a lot of educational improvement, where 99.8% of children who were school age started to actually go to school. And the average growth rate became 6.5% per year, but there were some negative shocks just depending on the flow of the economy. And then the open door policy created a lot more economic growth because there was a lot more international trade. And then in 1997 to 2002, the Asian financial crisis had a collapse in share prices, and there was a new era of recession, and that really brought out how much Hong Kong was tied to the mainland of China.
Hong Kong's current economy. So basically, Hong Kong's current economy can be described as three main things, such as free trade, low taxation, and there's also minimum government intervention. China is the most important trading partner to Hong Kong, and from 2014 to 2015, Hong Kong's economy has expanded by 2.3%. Looking forward, Hong Kong's economy is expected to grow from 1 to 3%. And it has its own stock market, which happens to be the 7th largest in the world and the 3rd largest foreign exchange market in all of Asia. Its real GDP is also experiencing growth at a rate of 2.9%. But the natural resources are limited, so Hong Kong must import a lot of its food and raw materials. However, this forces Hong Kong to be innovative and efficient in its resources. Hong Kong has one of the lowest rates of unemployment in the world at 3.3%, compared with America at 8.3% in 2012, with a population of 7.2 million. Manufacturing industry takes primarily in the mainland, and it adopted the Closer Partnership Agreement in 2013 with China to forge closer ties to the mainland.
So the real reason why we've gathered you all here today, the Hong Kong EWH and EWHS. It's Let's break them down side by side, as you can see in the Venn diagram. The EWH, it gives you exposure to mid and large corporations and access to 85% of Hong Kong stock market. From year to date, its price has grown 5.20%, which you may be saying is a little large, but with your return on investment for 3 years being 13.81%, you're obviously going to make money. As well as it is a high percent of investment in the real estate and insurance areas of Hong Kong, which are always going to be growing. The EWHS has exposure to small public companies in Hong Kong. With a year-to-date growth in price of 0.43, it is not as much as the EWH. Yet, its return on investment since its inception is a staggering 36.38%. Its investments are mostly in consumer discretionaries, financials, and industrials. Now, if you were to invest in both of these funds together, you'd have a comprehensive range of Hong Kong's entire market. You'd have, in the EWHS, low risk, yet low reward, but also high risk and high reward in the EWH. So in conclusion, why should you invest in Hong Kong? Well, not only is it the #1 free market in the world, #1 in the world, the 102nd most populated country, yet has the 11th most traded currency in the world, the 7th largest stock market in the world, and a real GDP of that greater than the US and a very low unemployment. There's no way you could fail ever investing in Hong Kong. Thanks.